right, welcome to Horsepower Hour. My name is Martin Aftuck. I'm the principal here at Middleburg High School. I have some very special guests today. You may notice, be careful when you watch this because all the bling is coming off these medals here. But we got the state champ girls weightlifting team, got a couple of our placers here as well as Coach Weiskopf. So I want to give you guys an opportunity. You're going to introduce yourself and then tell us what you did. Go ahead, Emily.
I'm Emily Herrin. I placed third in Olympic and third in traditional.
My name is Kaylee Johnson. I placed third in Olympic and second in traditional.
Go ahead, Coach.
I'm Coach Weiskopf. This is my second season as head coach. Been a part of the program for several years now, but I'm super excited to bring home the team traditional title back to Middleburg.
All right, so ladies, I gotta ask. Tell me about you got Olympic, you got traditional. What exactly is? Because all these lifts, it's not like a football game or a basketball game or a baseball game where you win at the end. Like there was some real drama towards the end of it. Trying to just we thought we won. We had a pretty good idea of it. One person was nervous more than anybody else because wanted to make sure we got got to through. You guys knew, you had a really good idea from the get-go, and we'll talk about that, what your plan was and why your goals were set and all those things. But all right, Kaylee, what does Olympic mean? What does Olympic weightlifting mean?
Well, you do snatch and you do clean and jerk.
Okay.
And that's Olympic.
So what does that mean? What is snatch and clean and jerk?
So clean and jerk, you start from the floor and you have like a regular grip. You get it to here, clean it, do your little squat, whatever. And you jerk is like
Push
throw
it up
over your head.
Okay.
And snatch is just all one motion. So it's basically the same thing, but you're not stopping here. You're going all the way up.
Okay.
Throw it over your head.
Emily, what's it mean like traditional? What's that mean?
It's similar to Olympic in the fact that it has clean and jerk, but it's bench, which is, you're laying down and you're pressing.
So it's not just like you guys, we see guys go to the gym and just try and, press it out and pump it out. What is what does a traditional bench look like? What's different? Why is it harder?
You have to pause.
Okay.
You have to wait for a press call, so it's like genuine strength, like you're not repping. There's lots of calls and stuff with the lift that you have to have an even lockout, so everything has to be well thought out. Like your butt has to stay on the bench, arms straight. There's 3 judges, they're all looking at you at a different thing to make sure the lift is good.
If you have never been to, our weightlifting matches are pretty cool where you have a judge, but when you go to the state, there are 3 judges that are standing there and they all have a red flag and a white flag, and it's pretty you got to get, the judge has to call it for each one, so it's pretty tough. All right, Coach Weiskopf, tell me about, because you guys were very confident that you had a chance to win this from the start. So talk about what did the process start for you? Let's go all the way back to last year after the season's over.
So last year we were very strong in both Olympic and traditional, and we lost some lifters that were really good in Olympic. So coming into this season, I felt really confident that we were going to do well, regular season, county, and I thought we would do pretty good in districts. I wasn't sure about regionals and state. It really came together for us, I think, after probably districts, because after districts, you can see everybody's weight that they're lifting in the entire state. So I had spreadsheets on spreadsheets, just running numbers to figure out who we were going to be lifting against at the state competition. And obviously you never know what's going to happen in our region, but I felt really confident when we won regionals. That was probably the moment I was like, we have a chance to go do this thing full. So after regionals, kind of ran those numbers, and what I did is I projected based on regionals, which was not our best meet. We had several athletes not do their best, but I took the regional numbers, put it in a spreadsheet. I gave them the points that I thought that they would earn, and we were winning. Yeah. So, and that was at not our best. So I truly felt if we went and showed up and hit lifts like I knew that we could, I felt really confident going into it. There were ebbs and flows that day, obviously. Oh, yeah. But I felt really confident in them, and it never wavered. I mean, I told them for weeks, we have a shot at this. We just need to be, staying focused. Lock in, it was a thing that we continued to say, just lock in and go hit lifts. I mean, that's all we did.
But it's easy to say, like, okay, yeah, we see the numbers and we got a chance, but you still have to actually do it in that arena. Like, it's literally an arena full of people.
Yeah.
Cheer. It's a big deal. So you have to hit those lifts. It's super hard. Emily, I want to talk about kind of your process. Go back to last year, because it is, it's not just something like you guys don't just show up and win. A lot of hard work goes into this. So walk me through, for you, like, what did you decide last year?
So I was in a different weight class last year, and I texted Coach over the summer, and I had a pretty bad regionals last season, and I wanted to redeem myself, and I knew I had one more opportunity, so I decided to go on like a cut, and I spent months like dropping weight a healthy way, and strength training and building myself up to be good in this new weight class of the 129, because I wanted to be top 3 in both, and nothing was going to stop me from doing that.
So you set a goal.
Yeah.
You had a process how you were going to hit it, and you did it.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And to hear that story for me as a principal, it's like, all right, this is what we want kids to do. We want them to realize, like, yes, you can do hard things.
Yeah.
It takes hard work, but you can do really hard things.
Yep.
All right, Kaylee, talk to me. This is your second state championship, right?
Yeah. No, third. I've been 3 times. Yes.
Third state you've won the state championship 3 times?
Oh, no. Sorry, that's my fault.
Just two. It's
Yes,
okay.
2.
It's okay.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
I thought you were asking
yeah,
me going to state.
So this
yeah.
is a little different. Your freshman year, you got to go to states and
Yes.
got to be didn't necessarily, like, everyone's got their role, but now, like, you're the leader, one of the leaders of the team. So talk about the difference from being coming in as a freshman and then coming to now. Like, what did that look like for you, and how'd that work?
Well, I definitely had a bunch of people to look up to and like fill their spots, obviously, and do what I needed to do. So, I mean, I just came what I needed to do and did what I needed to do, and here I am.
All right, so you don't just lift it. Like, how do you get to? Because you clean and jerked over 200 pounds,
Yes.
which I'm gonna walk these hallways. I can go around. I bet there's half the dudes at this school couldn't do that. I don't think I could do it right now. How do you, like, that was your goal? How'd you get to that goal? Like, how do you get better at cleaning and jerking?
A lot of hard work. Well, clean is a lot of like form. So, I mean, if you look back, I was terrible. I had terrible form. So I had to, first of all, fix my form, and then, I mean, once you practice that over and over again, you get that form good. And
How do you get stronger, though? Like, what do you do?
we do, well, for cleans, you got to do like front squatting. So we did a lot of front squats, heavy. I also, when I practiced my cleans, when I was doing cleans in the weight room, I would go up in my weight, like what I'm basing it off of. So if we're doing 60%, I would go off of 60% of like what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so it's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. It isn't just showing up and repping out and lifting a bunch of weight. You got to be smart about it, and because people get hurt doing this too.
Yeah.
Especially like snatch scares me watching that. When kids lift their head, the bar over their head is crazy. Coach, go back to you've been a part of several state championships here, cheerleading, girls weightlifting. What's the biggest difference for you, like, between coaching cheer, going to weightlifting?
The biggest difference is obviously just the team aspect of it. Cheer is so dependent on each other, and it's similar, but weightlifting can be a very individual sport. So you're more coaching individually. They all have their own way that they need to be coached. And for me, like, kind of deep diving, and I needed to figure out how to coach Emily, and it's completely different than the way that I coach Kaylee. And that goes for every single one of them. I have a different way for how I talk to them, how I coach them. Our plans are different. Cheer is a very collective thing, and it is, here's your stunt, go do it. So it's completely different. I think this is very rewarding for me because I can watch a progression of, like, they want to get better. They come in, and Emily alone, I mean, her story from last year, when she messaged me over the summer, I was like, okay, like, this is crazy. I haven't had an athlete ask me this, but like, let's do it. We can be healthy about it. And then we were monitoring and, making sure that we were doing it healthy. And when she got down to that weight that she wanted to, sky was the limit for her. I was, but it's a completely different coaching.
And I think what's cool about this, and I've coached multiple sports too, so I get it. Like it's a different change, but like this is a year. This isn't just something like, all right, we're going to show up at the start of the season and lift weights, and like you guys do this all year long to be stronger, to get stronger. So I think it's really cool and obviously very rewarding. You guys did a heck of a job. Coach did a great job. Now it's kind of the opportunity. Give me your best moment as a Bronco. Go ahead, Emily.
I think I don't know if like state honestly was like, it wasn't my best performance, but I had like messed up my snatches and I knew that this was it. This was state. This is my last chance, and I needed to get my head focused and I needed to make up on clean and jerk. And then being able to do 180 pounds like at state after I had failed it at previous meets multiple times was like icing on the cake. It was great, and it was like the best moment.
Kaylee?
I would say at regionals, when I cleaned 210, just like to see like all the support that you have on the team, it's like, I literally cried. It's so like
so emotional.
So emotional. You turn around, all your team is there cheering you on.
And I think what's kind of cool about weightlifting is like it isn't just everyone roots for everyone to hit their lifts in that sport.
Yes, we do.
And boys too, but it's more like a girl was going for a state record and everyone kind of goes in and cheers her on. Same thing for you guys, that everyone's there cheering everyone on, wanting to do well. It was cool. Fleming I was down there. Clay High had Emma Heck down there. But it's a tight-knit community, and you get to see that, which is pretty cool. All right, Coach, favorite moment as a Bronco? You've been a Bronco since you...
Oh my gosh, very long time.
Yeah. So what's...
I graduated from here in 2009, so I have had lots of memories, lots of experiences. My favorite has got to be when I realized that we won. Like, by far. I just know what our athletes have done this year, just battling. And weightlifting is such a mental sport, and it is so impossible sometimes to get them out of their own head. We had a motto this year, so what now what? Like, we led with that, and it's like, all right, you didn't get this lift, so what now what? And just to see them progress to, reach the top competition, by far my favorite moment, when I realized that it was over and scores were in and we had officially done it. That was definitely my favorite.
It was a great moment. It was definitely cool. All right, you guys got a question for me now. I'll start with Kaylee. You get to ask the principal a question. What do you got?
Okay. I've been thinking about this actually.
Uh-huh.
So, you've been to 5 state championships.
Yes.
Which one was your favorite to watch?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. Honestly, the softball one, because I've been doing this a long time, 20-some years, and I've never sniffed a state championship. So that one was special just because it's like, okay, just seeing we can do this. And then since then, it's been kind of contagious. And I think a lot of this goes back to Coach Stillano when he was here. We started during COVID, and it was, it's just wild times, but the expectation is always the expectation. Horsepower is that you can do anything, you can be the best at anything. So it's really cool. It was just cool for softball. And I think also when the flag football team back then too, that was a kind of a turning point. But definitely, you don't get used to this, and I'm blessed. But I literally texted Coach on the day of, I was like, great day to win a state championship. And I wasn't, we knew we were going down there that this was going to happen. Yeah. So I think that's the coolest thing for me. Great question. Emily, you're up.
What's your bench press max?
Oh, that's a great question. It's 325, I think. Okay. Right now, no chance. 225 a couple times, but back in the day, a little bit. That's a great question. Pause press? Oh, no. Things bouncing. Great question.
Yeah, that was
Coach?
I guess my question is, as a coach, when you were coaching, did you have a tagline, words, a phrase
that's a good one.
that you would say to your players, just something that would immediately they knew
Like,
I would have to think back to like when I was coaching baseball. We all spoke this as a coaching staff. We all spoke the same language, and I think that's important.
Yeah.
That you don't get mixed messages. That everyone knows.
Yes.
You may disagree about things behind the scenes, but everyone kind of speaks the same language. I have a lot of stuff now that I say that like is for me it's gospel. Like align your actions with your goals.
Yes.
You know, we talk about great day to have a great day. I stole that off Jason Smith from Beachside, buddy of mine. But it's like every day should start over with the opportunity to, you know, it's a great day. Let's have it.
Yeah.
What else do I got? Like sharks don't care what day it is. They wake up and eat, you know, stuff like. But the biggest thing is you have to have goals. You have to set your goals high. So everything you do should have that in mind when you go to work on those.
Yeah,
things.
I mean,
So-
I think that's what I keep saying. Like, this team is special, but going back to last year, one of the biggest things when I took over, I wanted to make sure that we had goals. We were writing them down. We were talking about, like, what are our individual goals? What are our team goals? You know, our whiteboard in the weight room, it literally has a list. And we don't add to it every week.
Nope.
Like, it's a list starting at the beginning of the season, and it goes down that list. And every week, you know, we're putting check marks on those things. And our last goal was state champs. And that was going back to the beginning of the season. So I think setting goals, leaving that legacy, like, it's huge.
That's one thing. Like you'll see every doorway you come in, it's got your legacy starts here, begins
Yes.
here. And it does. Every time you step into school with that, you got a chance to build a legacy. You guys have certainly done that. And I think what's cool about it, like it's process oriented. This isn't just something that happens overnight. There's a process to get to that. And if you focus on the process, you're going to be successful. All right. You guys have been mentioned before, like people wanted to talk to you and see you guys on here. We waited till, you know, obviously we had to win a state championship before you got on. But anyways, like who's some people you want to see on Horsepower Hour from here? From kids, students, coaches, teachers, whoever. Go ahead first, Emily.
Oh no. Just get Ava on the podcast.
Ava? Okay.
Big scale.
It's
Get
okay.
Ava on the podcast.
She's a good one. She's kind of quiet though, you know.
Oh,
And now,
she'll open up.
her Jules.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one. Kayla, who do you want to see on it?
Maybe get Coach Ashley on here or
Okay.
talk about
Softball. That'd be a good
Yeah,
one. That's a real good one to have on us.
Especially after last night's game.
Yeah, walk-off grand slam. That's awesome. Shout out Lily Bennett. Shout out to Emma Ward,
Ward.
too. Big hit, but you know, pitching gets you there. Coach, who do you want to see?
I would love to see teachers, you know, not maybe so much sports, but just going, like, I'd love to see Miss Evans on here because she was my teacher in high school, and I think that if these walls could talk, like, she knows all of the things. Like, I would love to hear what she had to say.
She wants to be in class, so I'll have to make sure
I
pick a
know.
different time.
She doesn't
but
even have a planning.
She's
so.
great. Yeah, she's awesome. And, you know, just has, you talk about, like I talked to someone a couple days ago at the gym, and they were like talking about Miss Evans. And they were here,
Yeah.
you know, 15, 20 years ago. So
crazy.
she's got a great legacy. ROTC is coming on next
Oh,
week, so that'll be
perfect,
cool. So
yes.
getting those guys on, they just had a really good week. But listen, it has been a pleasure. You guys, I'm always just like super proud to be principal and because of kids like you and students like you and coaches. And so great job, as always. Appreciate y'all being on Horsepower Hour. It's been a great day to have a great day here. Always great to be a Bronco.